I got a call this morning from an old friend, many years, an old friend I hadn't talked to in about over 20 years, and Roscoe Van Jones, one hell of a musician. I mean, he's one of my favorite people on earth, and it's just so cool, to have run into him through this channel. And Roscoe, I met him at a music store in a place called Netherland, Colorado. And then I met him, I met him there, and he hung out with my sister right after that. Oh well. Anyway, but later he got married to a wonderful woman named Alexa, and they had a beautiful child named Carrie Lee, who I should put a link up, so I'll ask Roscoe. They made a little movie about her in New Orleans. But anyway, so I met Roscoe there, and I bought a kalimba and a couple harmonicas from his little town out of Boulder, about 30 miles up in the mountains from Boulder. And it was at a time when my family had some property near there that we later lost. But anyway, at the time it was very cool, beautiful countryside up that way. And anyway, then Roscoe, let's see, he after that I think he moved to New Orleans, because a few years later I moved to New Orleans and he was there, like in '83. And anyway, I began playing with different people, and including Roscoe down there. And then later, a couple years later, I think he moved to St. Louis. And when I toured with R.L. Burnside, we toured in St. Louis a few times, and we stayed at Roscoe's place. And it was just a wonderful experience. I still remember taking pictures of us in front of crazy old like advertising walls from the early 1900s, where they had names of whatever the product. And anyway, it was so cool. And staying at Roscoe's was I remember I got a contact for somehow for a gig for R.L. and I down in the Caribbean, and that was really cool. So I remember that was fun. But anyway, then Roscoe, after St. Louis, I think he moved to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, which I have yet to visit in there, but I fully intend to someday. It's out in the weeds and dust in Arkansas, so I kind of live in I won't say so much dust around here, more like the mud and grass of Oregon and in the valley. But so I just thought, it was just so cool to talk to him. And he also said, my old friend I played with in New Orleans, Deacon Jon Moore, who let me really get experience playing with him in New Orleans in 1983, 84, around that time. I guess now he's the president. He's still alive. He's 80, 81. I think he's still alive. He was there live last year. And it's so cool to see that. So I feel really good about today that my old friends are still around like that, like Roscoe Van Jones and Deacon Jon Moore. Somehow I got to get a hold of Deacon, and if I do, then I'll try to make a video about him. There's a bio film about him. I'm sure you can find online. Deacon Jon Moore and the Ivories, and he let me just get experience playing with him. And also, he became a mentor and a friend. He made me join the Musicians Union. I was in trouble living too close to the projects, and somebody was kind of, interested in who we were from there. It could have been a dangerous situation, and Deacon said to get out, 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 and we did. We found another place, but you know, he people like that are older than you are. Maybe I was like in my mid late 20s. Well, anyway, around that, and he was about 14 years older than me, and it's just good to find mentors when you can, musician mentors if you're this way. We're talking about music, and it's just really because you never know where it's going to wind up. I mean, it took me to places in New Orleans and stages in New Orleans that I never would have dreamed of being on. When Tipitina's unveiled a statue for Professor Longhair, Deacon I was with Deacon and playing in that band on stage with the Meters and Deacon. I mean, I had no business there. I could play harp okay, but it's just amazing that I wound up in a situation like that. And other experiences, which I'll make more of a video about Deacon. But well, there was a birthday party at the Dream Palace for Robert Plant. Playing with Deacon there and that, and it's like you just never know. And I don't even remember how I met him exactly, but I know I opened up my mouth and said something, and that's what you have to do. When you reach a point with your music, with your harmonica playing or anything like that, you can't. If your intention is just to play at home, fine. But if your intention is to stretch your wings a little bit and play out and let the world hear your notes and your music and who you are through your music, not for ego, but just because you touch people's hearts with your music. It isn't that we don't do this because we're just trying to impress somebody. I hope not. Anyway, we do it because for the love of music and life and what it does and how it affects other people. I mean, people who've lost somebody or something and they hear some notes from the music and it's just like it uplifts them, it makes them feel better. But anyway, so the point is about all this is that I feel really fortunate today to hear from Roscoe, and then Roscoe telling me about Deacon, and it's nice to hear that these older people, and they're a little older than me, and I ain't no young spring chicken. I'm 67, and these cats are older. Deacon's 81. I don't know. Roscoe's a little older than me, maybe 7, 8 years, but he's still out there doing everything, living in the weeds and dust of Arkansas. And man, Roscoe, I love you, and I'm gonna try to do a little something. Would you quit yelling for Paul Cherie? He's not here. The bird's got a one-track mind. Oh yeah, Roscoe, thank you for letting me, when I got had that accident in New Orleans, and Roscoe's nickname, I got an accident in New Orleans, head-on collision, I am. So I busted my orbital bone here, and for a while I had to wear an eye patch, and he called me One-Eyed Johnny Morris. So Roscoe, from One-Eyed Johnny Morris to Roscoe Van Jones. Now, that was the weed part of it. Let's see if I can do something. Let's see if I have another harmonica here. Do I have another harmonica here in this bag? Do I? Because now, I'm going to try to do something. That was the weed part of the song, see, from Arkansas. Now I'd like to go back. When R.L and I visited Roscoe in St. Louis, and he played, with a great piano player, James Crutchfield. He got him out of a kind of like he wasn't doing much anything, and Roscoe said, "Oh, this isn't right. You gotta get out, play, and you gotta work." And in St. Louis, Roscoe says there was plenty of work around there at the time in the 80s, and he was really cool. He got this man work just because he knew he had to, because he was so great. Roscoe played, I guess, drums with him. Anyway, but when I was there with R.L., R.L. used to do a song called, what he called it, 3 women, 4 women, he put 3 women. 3 women in his life. Well, whatever. I'll sing it and I'll remember the number. However, Going Away Baby, he called it. But so Roscoe, this is for the memory of R.L. and I, and you hanging out together with your lovely wife Alexa, and your newborn baby Carrie Lee, and your stepdad Dan. I can't remember, but anyway. With all y'all, and thank you for the visit. Thank you for those times. Ain't before when, baby, I ever loved in my life. Ain't but 3 women, it's really 3 women. Ain't but 3 women, baby, I'll ever loved in my life. No, it's 4, it is 4. It ain't but, okay, I better do this again. Let's see. My mother, my sweetheart, my daughter. Okay, it's 4 women, because he got me confused because we were playing the festival once, and he included some other girl. So we made it 5 women they ever loved. Okay. Every 4 women, baby, I ever loved in my life. Ain't but 4 women, darling. So that's not right. I don't like that. That messed the whole idea at the beginning up. So sorry, Roscoe. You know how it goes. I've never been perfect. Ain't but 4 women, darling, I ever loved in my life. Ain't but 4 women I have ever loved in my life. That's my mother and my daughter, my sweetheart and my wife. I am heading to the station. I'm gonna catch the fast train I find. I'm gonna head to the station. I'm gonna catch the fastest train I find. I'm gonna leave this town. I'm gonna leave you blind. I don't really like where you done me. I don't really like the way you've done me. And it always reminds me about loving who I did. Well, I'm telling you now, I will not take it anymore. I'm telling you now, I will not take it anymore. I'm bound for glory now. Ain't but 4 women, baby, I've ever loved in my life. Ain't but 4 women, darling, I've ever loved in my life. That's my mother and my daughter, my sweetheart and my wife. Alright, well, to say that I should go back and really relearn those words that he sang. I did. This is sort of a mashup. It was a mashup of my own stuff with the first verse and the last verse being that. So I just wanted to point that out, that this was a mash. And I just want to thank you all for listening. And Roscoe, if you're out there and you hear this, I'm so glad you called me today. I was thinking about you, crazy, this other day. Pretty funny how that works out. Have a good evening, have a good morning, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you all are. Take care. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening again. I guess I never mentioned this, but if anybody's interested in subscribing, please do. It's great, and I appreciate that. Okay, take care now.